What's up, everybody? Forgive me if this video is terrible. It may be. I was having a few drinks with someone very close to me, and a lot of things just struck a chord. We were kind of just talking life in general and philosophy and stuff, which is great. But so many things just struck a chord with narcissism. So I have three main points. Let me say this is not the three main points I wanted to speak about in my trilemma that I mentioned in the last episode. That's still coming up soon. Boo's upset. The first main point here. Come on, Boo. Coming up? Okay, no. First main point is this is very basic, and you're gonna know this, and you've already been told this 3,000 times, but it's something worth reiterating. You always know somebody's intentions by their methods or consistency of contact. This is one of my very close people to me, and he was talking about it, and I just it just struck a chord with me. You always notice this strangeness of contact. So, I've been a man that has been around the block a couple times, per se. I pretty much know my women. If a woman's into me, she makes pretty consistent contact. Whereas a narcissist will disappear for 2 or 3 days and then come up with an excuse why they've disappeared for a few days. And I'm sure this works across genders, I'm sure the narcissistic male also disappears for a few days. When he or she needs that attention, she's going to be basically hounding you, like texting, or calling, or, coming over to your place constantly. And the second that they don't need that intention or that attention anymore, they all of a sudden disappear. Which is, that in of itself should raise a huge red flag. Because it's not normal. Like I said, I've dated healthy women, unhealthy women. I've dated women in between. With the healthy women, they have a slow, consistent contact basis. They never just drop off the map. But at the same time, they're not overwhelming. Those are the healthy women. The desperate women contact you 24/7 no matter what and never leave you the fuck alone, and it's just obnoxious. The narcissistic women will contact you just way too much for short periods of time, and then all of a sudden they just completely disappear. So I'm interested to know, is this a tendency of narcissistic males also? Given the fact that we've already talked about they're obsessed with attention, in my mind, when they drop off the map, that says they have another supply source. And it seems to just make too much damn sense. So the second topic that I want to talk about is a little bit deeper. Are narcissists evil? I think we've talked about this before. So I like a channel called Smackintosh. I'll link it below. But he actually correlates Bible. I should call them verses. Bible. I'm not religious at all. Let's just put it that way. But he correlates Bible verses into narcissism, really. So I highly recommend that y'all check out his channel. It's very enlightening, and it makes me have a much deeper appreciation for the Bible and religion in general. But then thinking a little bit deeper on it, I think about, every religion has always talked about evil. What is evil? Every religion has talked about demons. There goes Boo. What constitutes evil and demons? Evil and demons are entities without morality, entities without consciousness, entities without essentially just caring about anybody else. They are also entities that get pleasure out of other people's destruction. They get pleasure out of causing disharmony and you know, malicious activities. Watch this channel. It'll really start to kick after that. But what I'm starting to thinking deeper in it, after watching his channels, is you know, for the known history, the recorded history of mankind, evil has always been discussed, and has always been discussed in the same light, where the lack of morality and so on and so forth is what evil is. Now, we all know that demons and ghosts and so on and so forth are not technically real, at least to my knowledge. Is it possible that the entire time the Bible, Quran, whatever, that was discussing evil was talking about people with no morality, people with no consciousness, aka the narcissist? I think it's entirely probable that narcissism is not new to mankind. It was just discussed in a different light back then. If people, you know, in I don't know, 500 AD knew the term narcissist, knew what it was about, so on and so forth, I don't think the Bible or any of that shit would have ever talked about evil. I think they would have just said, avoid narcissists. Don't let narcissists into your heart. Don't let narcissists do this. It's very interesting. I mean, the narcissist has the exact traits of an evil person or a demonic person. So again, I'm going to link that channel down below. It's made me have just a whole new appreciation of the Bible, which I've never had an appreciation of before. And I see it in media too. You see so many movies that are discussing evil, and they portray the attributes of a narcissist. Movies. I just made a video last week about, like, hey, watch this comic book movie because it makes so much sense. Man, what are you doing? So I see it everywhere. I see it in, like, just any movie that portrays evil. Star Wars, Lord. I'm a sci-fi fantasy guy, so I'm just giving you what I know. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. You know, fucking, just you name it. It always portrays evil the exact same way. This lack of morality, this lack of consciousness, this lack of caring. Was this all really just talking about narcissists? Yeah, I think so. But check it out for yourself. Like I said, I'll link the channel. And point number 3. I always forget everything. I don't know why I always forget everything. There you go. Let's see how Bo. Yeah. Alright, point number 3. Back to the point. I literally just had this in my mind a second ago. Maybe blame it on drinking tonight. I don't know. Yes, okay. I just remembered. Point number 3, which is also part of our discussion, was why... And we've talked about this before. I've talked about all this before, but I want to reiterate certain things. Why shit was so confusing with the narcissist. And I know y'all have all watched other channels, and we all talk about similar stuff. And we all talk about the goalposts changing. Like, the rules are never the same. That's kind of the conversation we had tonight. I was basically telling this individual, I was like, well, if I had known the rules, it wouldn't have been, you know, that bad or so confusing, but you never know the rules. Um, so the story I was telling him was, you know, there were many points with the ex narcissist girlfriend that I was like, look, if you want to be in an open relationship and you want to go sleep around, just let me know. That was me saying, hey, where are the rules? Are these the rules? Because honestly, if that was the case, I would have been okay with it. Because then I would at least know where I stood. And I would have been like, yeah, maybe I don't want that. Yes, I do. Whatever. Um, but that was the thing, that you never have those defined rules. So she could be like, one day freaking out about like me not responding to her, so she's thinking about I'm cheating on her because I was taking a nap or in the shower or something. The next day, she's gone for like 48 hours at a time. I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, well, hey, if you want to go out and have an open relationship and fuck other men, just let me know. But they would be like, no, that's not what I want. I love you, and I'm the only thing for you. But then within like 12 hours, they're out cheating on you, right? And it was just this constant shift of the goalposts. Like every time you kind of started to settle in, be like, okay, I know what to expect. I know what to, you know, I know what the rules are, really. It always change, You go from one day, it's okay to fuck around. The next day, you don't respond for 10 minutes and it's this big ordeal. And then, of course the narcissist always plays the double standard there. So, it's okay for her to go out and do all these things, but then if you do the same, then you get in trouble. It's just this constant shifting of never knowing where you stand, never knowing what's okay and what's not, um, even by an hour by hour basis. She could go out and cheat, and then I could go out and do the same thing. Not saying that I did, because I didn't, but just circumstantially. She could go out and cheat. I could go out and do the same thing an hour later. It'd be okay for her, not okay for me. We're just never, ever any alignment of rules or regulations or anything. Again, this goes back to the evil part. There's never this. There was never anything constant, ever. It was always some kind of lopsided, inconsistent anarchy, really. That's all I could call it, anarchy. That would make perfect sense. None of it was just pure craziness. Pure craziness. She could talk to me for an entire week about how she's insecure and I need to talk to her more, and because I don't talk to her, it makes her feel insecure. Which, me as a rational man, I go, okay, that makes sense. Maybe I've been fucking up. Maybe I should talk to them more. And then, come the weekend, they're gone for 48 hours. You don't hear a goddamn peep out of them. Well, why do you think that was? Of course, they're out cheating. But the fucking lack of some kind of level playing field, some kind of level anything is really what fucks with your mind. If I was to date a girl and she said, I'm not looking for a relationship, I want to have fun with you when I want, and outside of that, I don't expect anything, I can at least respect that. I can be like, okay, this is where we stand. If I'm willing to agree with it, okay, we can have some fun sometimes. Or if I was dating a girl that's like, hey, I'm just looking to get laid. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm like, okay, maybe that will fit into my agenda. But with a narcissist, it's always that lie. They want to make you believe that you are number one. but then they're still playing the alternate game. Oh, the truth is just something so foreign to them. But it becomes so evident, linking back to my first topic, with their style of contact. With their style of contact. If you meet a person, they say, hey, I'm just looking for sex, and they only hit you up on the weekends after they've been drinking, well, the cognitive dissonance there is not great. Those two things make sense. She just wants sex. She's drunk. She's hitting you up on the weekend. Maybe on a Tuesday night. Who knows? Makes sense. Style of contact. If she's constantly hitting you up and saying she wants a relationship, again, makes sense. Bitch is desperate. She wants a relationship. But then you have the narcissist over here that's saying, I want a relationship, I want a relationship, and then you don't have the connection of this contact of style. You have it's a dissonance between the two. You just have two conflicting, completely opposite points of view that don't make no sense. And that's got to be just one of the biggest red flags, and something that I noticed it all along, but just discussing tonight made me really conscious of it. I was like, you know what? That is kind of strange that she had only text message. That is kind of strange that she never called me. I've never dated a girl in my life that never called me. It is kind of strange that she would disappear for 2 days at a time. I just thought, it's fucking weird. So anyway, I'm rambling at this point, but I hope it means something to y'all. Yes, I am a little bit drunk, but it's okay. Let me know what you think. All right, guys.